What's going on, guys? My name is Wade with TechDaily. So these are Apple's new AirPods, the AirPods Pro. They're a completely redesigned set of truly wireless earbuds with new features, and they sell for an even higher price tag. But as a longtime AirPods user, I've been waiting for these for sure. I don't want to waste any time here, so let's go ahead and unbox these things and see what they're all about. Now, the first thing you'll notice right away with the picture of them on the outside of the package is that they have a whole new look. Not only are they a bit smaller than the previous generation AirPods, but they have removable rubber tips now, and that new design also brings about some interesting new features that I will talk about in just a minute. Inside the box, we're of course first greeted by that iconic design by Apple in California text, and underneath this little packet of paperwork are the new AirPods Pro. The stack of papers is nothing too important, there's no Apple stickers either, and digging a little deeper inside the box, we get a couple more new things. The first of which is actually a Lightning to USB-C charging cable. So the AirPods Pro charging case is still Lightning, but the other end of this included cable is USB-C. I know not everyone is about that USB-C life yet, but Apple at least seems to be sort of making that push. Also included are some different sized silicone ear tips, so no longer are AirPods a one-size-fits-all design. You have the option to swap out the ear tips for larger ones or smaller ones, depending on your unique fit. And Apple actually does help you find the right fit when you set these new AirPods up with your phone, and I'll explain that process in just a second. So here are the new AirPods Pro, and right off the bat, you can see the charging case has been redesigned a bit as well. Compared to the original AirPods and AirPods 2 charging case, it's sort of flipped on its side, I guess, and just a bit bigger overall. There seems to be a bigger metal hinge on the back as well. And one thing to note, these AirPods Pro ship with the wireless charging case standard, so you don't actually have to buy a separate one, and you can throw this case on a Qi charger or a wireless charging pad to charge up everything. And when the AirPods Pro are charging, you'll notice the green LED indicator will light up on the front there as well. Inside the charging case, you can see these new redesigned AirPods Pro earbuds. They are shaped similarly to the standard AirPods, but obviously the stem is a bit shorter there, and you now have a redesigned end for your ear, like I mentioned, with those replaceable ear tips. For folks who might not have liked the fit of standard AirPods, this new design might just be what you're looking for. As far as the setup process, it's going to be exactly the same as regular AirPods from before for the most part. The first time you pop open the case near your phone, your device will recognize them, and that little animation will pop up showing the AirPods Pro are ready to be connected. And with one tap and a few seconds to load, you're good to go. Now, unlike previous versions of the AirPods, these new AirPods Pro also have some additional setup options you might want to consider before you start to use them. On your device, inside Settings, Bluetooth, and then your new AirPods, you'll see that the AirPods Pro have a couple new features and options here. The first thing I'd recommend you do is the ear tips fit test toward the bottom. With this test, the AirPods Pro will detect whether or not the ear tips you've chosen are really the best fit option for your ear. Or if they aren't, they'll recommend you try one of the other tips. With AirPods Pro, the rubber ear tips are meant to offer a complete and total seal inside your ear canal. So with this, you're able to determine if that's actually happening. All you have to do is put the AirPods in your ears and then tap continue to start the test. The AirPods will play some music and determine whether or not there's a proper seal. And if there is, you'll get this message that says both AirPods are a good seal. If one or both of your ears aren't sealed with the ear tips that are currently on your AirPods, you'll get this message instead, suggesting you try a different set of ear tips. And when you swap them out, you can go ahead and do the test again. The main reason why you'll want a good fit and seal with these new AirPods Pro is because of the new active noise cancellation feature. If you've used any other ANC earbuds or headphones, you already know the drill here, but basically Apple is using a couple microphones paired with some software to actively cancel out the ambient and background noise around you when you're using the AirPods Pro. So for example, if you're in a crowded public space or on an airplane or a train, or maybe you just want some peace and quiet, you can enable the active noise cancellation feature to drown out the world around you, and having a perfect fit with a proper seal with these ear tips is going to give you the best result with that feature. You don't have to use the noise cancellation feature if you don't want to, of course. You can disable it, and you can also enable another new third option, transparency mode, as well. With transparency mode, the AirPods Pro will actually allow for the outside world around you to pass through your AirPods so you can hear what's going on. For example, if you need to hear an announcement or just generally want to make sure you're aware of your surroundings, you can toggle that option on and you'll be able to hear what's going on while keeping your AirPods in and your music playing. Also, you don't have to go all the way into the Bluetooth settings to change these options. You can do it all from Control Center. Swiping down and then long pressing on the volume indicator with that new AirPods logo there will take you to an additional screen with the active noise cancellation, standard mode, and transparency mode options there at the bottom. Of course, you don't have to touch your phone at all to adjust the mode on your AirPods Pro or interact with your music or Siri, but rather than a tap feature like the original AirPods have, the AirPods Pro have this sort of squeeze feature now on the stem. You'll notice this flat area towards the end there, and that's the target area for where you'll want to have your fingers. Squeezing it once will play or pause your music and answer phone calls. Squeezing it twice will skip a track. A triple squeeze will go back one track, and squeezing and holding will change between the different noise cancellation and transparency modes. And these squeeze gestures can be customized inside settings too if you ever want to adjust them. They're just under the press and hold settings there, with each earbud having the ability to have different settings. A couple other things to note about these new AirPods Pro: battery life is going to be about the same as AirPods 2, 5 hours of music playback time with just the earbuds alone, or about 4.5 hours with active noise cancellation turned on, and 3.5 hours of talk time when taking phone calls. The case itself also has comparable battery life to the previous AirPods, about 24 hours of total listening time before needing to be recharged, and you can give the AirPods Pro about an hour of battery charge in just 5 minutes time in the case, so pretty quick charging speeds there. And these are now officially sweat and water resistant with an IPX4 rating. Apple denotes that on their website, but they aren't totally waterproof. So while we've seen people getting AirPods pretty wet and even surviving a trip in the washing machine, you still should try your best to keep them away from the water. Some light drops of sweat or rain should definitely be fine, but going swimming with them is definitely not an option. And one last thing to mention, coupled with iOS 13, both AirPods 2 and the new AirPods Pro now have some additional new features, one of which is Announce Messages with Siri, and enabling that just allows Siri to read out any messages that come to your phone without having to toggle anything or ask her to do so manually. You can also share your music with a second pair of AirPods as well through an additional option in Control Center there. And again, these features are not specific to just the AirPods Pro. The AirPods 2 have them as well, but I did want to mention it. Price-wise, these new AirPods Pro retail for $249, which is significantly more expensive than the AirPods 2 and the original AirPods that launched a while ago, and they do only come in that glossy white finish, so unfortunately no new colors at this time. So there you go, those are Apple's new AirPods Pro. This was just my unboxing and first impressions, of course. I can't wait to put these to the test in my full review and let you guys know how the transparency and noise cancellation modes work. If you have any questions at all about these new AirPods Pro or want me to do a specific video about them, of course just let me know in the comments down below. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you think of the new AirPods Pro down below too. Also, be sure to follow TechDaily on Twitter and subscribe to the TechDaily YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys later.